Sandwich. On a bright and sunny day, a young boy named Sam sat in his room, surrounded by his toys and books. The window was open, allowing a warm breeze to flow in, filling the room with the delightful scent of fresh bread. The sun shone brightly, casting a golden glow across the floor, and outside, the birds chirped merrily in the trees. Sam could feel the warmth of the air on his face, and he inhaled deeply, savoring the delicious aroma wafting through the window. That smells so good," he exclaimed, his stomach rumbling in response. It was the kind of smell that made his mouth water and his tummy grumble. "I think I'm hungry." With a determined look on his face, Sam jumped up from his spot on the floor. "I need to make something to eat," he declared. He dashed out of his room and made his way down the hallway to the kitchen. The smell of bread grew stronger as he approached, and he could hardly wait to see what was cooking. As he entered the kitchen, he found his mom busy preparing lunch. She was slicing a fresh loaf of bread that had just come out of the oven. The golden crust glistened, and Sam's mouth watered at the sight. "Mom, can I make a sandwich?" he asked eagerly. "Of course, Sam. There's plenty of bread, and I have some delicious fillings you can use," she replied with a smile. Sam opened the refrigerator and peeked inside. He was greeted by a colorful array of ingredients: lettuce, tomatoes, cheese, and turkey. "Wow, so many choices," he thought to himself. He grabbed a slice of bread and placed it on the counter. "Let's see, what do I want?" Sam pondered as he examined the ingredients. He took a piece of lettuce and placed it on the bread, followed by a slice of juicy tomato. "This is going to be great," he said, feeling excited. Next, he added a slice of cheese, which melted slightly in the warmth of the kitchen. Finally, he piled on some turkey slices. "Perfect," he exclaimed, looking down at his creation. It was a colorful, towering sandwich that looked almost too good to eat. Carefully, Sam placed another slice of bread on top to complete his sandwich. He admired his handiwork, feeling proud of his creation. "I'm a sandwich master," he laughed to himself. Just then, his mom caught a glimpse of his sandwich. "That looks delicious, Sam. You've made a wonderful choice of ingredients," she said, giving him a thumbs up. "Thanks, Mom. I can't wait to eat it," Sam replied, his excitement bubbling over. He grabbed a plate and carefully transferred his sandwich onto it. Sam looked around the kitchen, searching for the perfect place to enjoy his masterpiece. "I want to eat it somewhere nice," he thought. Then he remembered the cozy nook by the window, where he could still feel the warm breeze and smell the delightful scent of bread. He carried his plate carefully to the window nook, where a soft cushion awaited him. He sat down, feeling the sun on his skin and the gentle breeze in his hair. "This is the best spot," he said happily. With his sandwich in hand, Sam took a moment to appreciate the moment. The warmth of the day, the smell of fresh bread, and the bright sunshine made him feel content. He raised his sandwich to his mouth and took a big bite. "Mm," he exclaimed, his eyes lighting up. The flavors danced on his tongue. The crunch of the lettuce, the juiciness of the tomato, the creaminess of the cheese, and the savory turkey all combined to create the perfect bite. "This is so good." As he munched on his delicious sandwich, Sam's mind began to wander. He imagined himself on an adventure, traveling through a magical land where everything smelled like bread. The trees would be made of crusty baguettes, and the rivers would flow with warm, melted butter. In his imagination, he could see friendly animals gathering around, asking for sandwiches. "I'll share my sandwich with everyone," he thought. He pictured himself sitting under a giant loaf of bread, having a picnic with all his animal friends. Just then, Sam remembered that his best friend, Max, lived nearby. "I should invite Max to join me," he thought, his eyes brightening. He quickly finished his sandwich and jumped up from his cozy spot. "Mom, can I invite Max over for a snack?" he asked eagerly. "Of course, sweetie. Why don't you make another sandwich for him?" she suggested. Sam's face lit up with excitement. "Great idea." He hurried back to the kitchen and got to work making another sandwich, just like the first one, but with even more care. He wanted it to be special for Max. As he finished preparing the sandwich, Sam raced out the door and down the street to Max's house. The warm air filled his lungs as he ran, and the smell of bread lingered in the air. He knocked on Max's door, eagerly waiting for his friend to answer. A moment later, Max opened the door, his face breaking into a big grin. "Hey, Sam, what's up? I made a delicious sandwich, and I wanted to invite you to share it with me," Sam exclaimed, holding up the sandwich proudly. "Yum! I'd love to," Max replied, his eyes lighting up at the sight of the sandwich. Together, Sam and Max headed back to the park, where they could enjoy their sandwiches in the sunshine. They found a grassy spot under a big tree, perfect for a picnic. Sam set down the sandwich and pulled out a couple of juice boxes to share. "This is the best day ever," Max said as he took a seat. "I can't wait to try your sandwich." Sam handed the sandwich to Max, who took a big bite. "Wow, this is amazing," he said, his mouth full. "You're a sandwich genius, Sam." As they sat under the tree, munching on their sandwiches, the boys chatted about their favorite games, the books they were reading, and all the adventures they wanted to go on. Sam shared his idea about the magical land of bread. "Imagine if we could really go there," Max said, his eyes wide with excitement. "We could have bread battles and eat all the sandwiches we want." "Yes, and we could meet talking animals who love sandwiches too," Sam added, laughing, as the sun began to set, casting a warm golden glow all around them. Sam and Max realized how special their friendship was. Sharing sandwiches and dreams made the day even more wonderful. "You know, I'm really glad you came over," Sam said, smiling at Max. "It wouldn't have been the same without you." "Me too, Sam. Let's make this a regular thing." "Sandwich picnics?" Max suggested. "Definitely," Sam agreed, feeling happy inside. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the boys decided it was time to head home. They gathered their things, leaving the grassy spot as they found it. "We should come back tomorrow with even more sandwiches," Sam said excitedly. "And maybe some cookies too," Max added with a grin. With promises of future picnics and adventures, they walked home, their hearts full of joy and their stomachs satisfied. Back at home, Sam felt tired but happy. He shared the day's adventures with his mom, who listened with a smile. "I'm so glad you had a great time, Sam. Maybe I can help you bake cookies for tomorrow's picnic," she said. "That would be awesome, Mom," Sam replied, feeling excitement bubbling inside him again. As he settled into bed that night, Sam thought about the warm breeze that had started it all. The smell of fresh bread had led him to an amazing day filled with friendship and laughter. He closed his eyes, dreaming of magical lands and delicious sandwiches. The next morning, The sun peeked through the window, and the warm air drifted in once more. Sam woke up with a smile, ready for another adventure. He could still smell the bread from the day before, and the thought made him eager for more fun. After breakfast, he helped his mom bake a batch of cookies. The kitchen filled with the sweet aroma of chocolate chips, making Sam's mouth water all over again. "This is going to be the best picnic ever," he said, grinning from ear to ear. Once the cookies were baked and cooled, Sam packed them carefully along with the ingredients for more sandwiches. He couldn't wait to share everything with Max. As he set off to meet his friend, the warm, bread-scented air filled his lungs, inspiring his imagination again. "I wonder what adventures we'll have today," he thought excitedly. When Sam arrived at the park, he found Max already waiting under their favorite tree. "Hey, Sam, I've been looking forward to this all morning," Max exclaimed. "Me too. Look what I brought," Sam said, unveiling the cookies along with the sandwich ingredients. Max's eyes widened in delight. "Cookies and sandwiches? This is going to be epic," Max declared, rubbing his hands together in anticipation. They set up their picnic once more, spreading out the blanket and arranging the sandwiches and cookies. The warm breeze rustled the leaves above them, and the sun shone brightly, making everything feel perfect. Sam took a big bite of his sandwich, and Max followed suit. "This is even better than yesterday," Max said, his mouth full of food. They laughed and talked, enjoying the delicious treats as they shared stories and dreams. The park was alive with the sounds of children playing, birds singing, and the gentle rustle of nature. As they finished their sandwiches, Sam and Max decided to take a break and lie down on the blanket, looking up at the sky. "I could stay here forever," Sam said, feeling completely content. "Me too. This is what summer is all about," Max replied, closing his eyes and soaking in the warmth of the sun. Suddenly, a little butterfly fluttered by, dancing in the air. "Look," Sam exclaimed, pointing at the butterfly. "It's like a tiny fairy." Max laughed. "Maybe it's a messenger from the land of bread," he joked. As the afternoon wore on, the boys continued to explore their imaginations, inventing stories about the magical land they dreamed of. They came up with all sorts of adventures, from battling giant bread monsters to having tea parties with talking animals. Eventually, it was time to pack up their picnic. They cleaned up the area, leaving it as pristine as they had found it. "We should do this every week," Max suggested, a sparkle in his eyes. "Yes, it's a tradition now," Sam agreed, feeling a sense of happiness and excitement for the future. As they walked home together, they chatted about everything: the sandwiches, the cookies, and all the fun they had. The sun began to set, casting beautiful colors across the sky, and the warm air wrapped around them like a comforting blanket. "I'm so lucky to have you as my friend, Max," Sam said sincerely. "Me too, Sam. Here's to more adventures," Max replied, raising his hand for a high five. When Sam finally reached home, he felt tired but incredibly happy. He shared the stories of their picnic with his mom, who listened with joy. After a warm bath and a cozy dinner, Sam crawled into bed. As he closed his eyes, he replayed the day's adventures in his mind, feeling grateful for the warmth of friendship and the deliciousness of bread. As the days turned into weeks, Sam and Max continued their picnic tradition. Each time, they brought new sandwich creations and baked treats. They explored new games and shared countless laughs, creating memories that would last a lifetime. One sunny afternoon, while they were enjoying another picnic, Sam turned to Max with an idea. What if we invite everyone from our class to join us next time? We can have a big picnic party? Max's eyes lit up. That's a fantastic idea. We can make it a feast. The boys spent the next few days planning their big picnic party. They made colorful invitations, decorated with drawings of sandwiches and cookies, and handed them out to their classmates. On the day of the picnic, the park was filled with laughter and excitement as their friends arrived, each bringing their own special treats. Sam and Max set up a giant picnic blanket, and soon the area was filled with delicious food and happy chatter. As everyone gathered, Sam and Max felt proud of what they had organized. Friends shared sandwiches, cookies, and stories, and the warm air buzzed with laughter. They played games, made new friends, and created unforgettable memories together. "This is the best picnic ever," Sam shouted, feeling the joy radiate from everyone around him. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in beautiful hues of orange and pink, Sam realized that this picnic party was just the beginning. They had started a new tradition, one that would bring joy to all their friends. "We should do this every month," Max suggested, and everyone cheered in agreement. That night, as Sam lay in bed, he thought about how something as simple as the smell of bread had sparked so many adventures and friendships. He smiled, knowing that the warmth of the air and the magic of sandwiches had created a special bond among all of them. As he drifted off to sleep, Sam dreamed of all the future picnics they would have, the new recipes they would try, and the countless adventures that awaited them. With the smell of fresh bread still lingering in his mind, he knew that every day could be filled with magic and friendship. As the seasons changed, so did their adventures. With each picnic, they learned new things, tried new foods, and explored new games. The boys became known as the picnic masters among their friends, and each gathering was filled with creativity and joy. One day, as spring turned to summer, Sam and Max decided to host a grand picnic celebration for all their families. They wanted to show appreciation for the support and love they received. They planned games, activities, and a potluck feast that would bring everyone together. The day of the celebration was filled with laughter, delicious food, and the warmth of friendship. Sam felt grateful for the journey that had started with the simple smell of bread coming through the window.